single day. If you, next slide, please, James. So we've got, I think that's it. So if you haven't taken the products, I strongly recommend that you just give them a go. You've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. As I remember thinking that, and I would never, ever look back. I never want to go back to how I felt before I had them. Thanks, Sarah, and thanks everyone for listening.
Amazing. Thank you, Paula. I absolutely love our products. I can't rave about them enough. I've lost over 5 stone on the products, but most importantly for me is definitely the energy levels and the fact that they're all vegan and plant-based as well. So we are now going to hear from someone who is already on the products, and she has got an incredible story. James has been telling me all about her, been featured in some papers. So we're really excited to hear from you, Pamela. If you're there, just unmute yourself, please.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for asking me to speak as well. I'll try and keep it short and sweet. It's quite a big story, but I'll try my best to keep it short. My journey started about 4 years ago, around about this time. My dad had just passed away. I was 18 stone. I was miserable. I'd put on a lot of weight. My health was just at its worst. At that point, I had been sitting with an open wound in my stomach. Basically, I went into hospital to have my daughter, and they discovered that they thought I had something called necrotizing fasciitis, and it basically eats away at your whole body. So it came to the C-section wound, it came to my hand. I basically had 13 operations to remove dead skin. I was put in a coma for 2 weeks. Things are really quite bad. And I woke up from this coma to be told I had a very rare skin condition, and my health was just horrendous. I had a long journey ahead of me to recover. So fast forward 9 months, that's when I found the products. I was desperate. I couldn't look in the mirror. I was 18 stone. I was just so desperate to get involved, to lose a bit of weight. Although I was really sceptical, and I, to be honest, thought I had just wasted the 200 and odd pounds that I'd spent on a plan, and I paid it outright because we were skint. I was on a maternity wage. My husband, he had to quit his job to look after us. It was very difficult. I cried every day of my life back then. Got on the products, and after the first week, I remember thinking, I actually feel it's the energy. I felt the energy, and I didn't have to nap during the day, which was brilliant because I didn't have to leave my wee newborn baby, and I couldn't lift her. I had this huge open wound in my tummy. I was due reconstruction surgery, but they couldn't do it because in case anything else happened, with my skin due to this very rare skin condition, I was on a steroid treatment. Life was miserable. But this one day I remember going, oh my goodness, I don't need to go for a nap today. I can spend time with my baby, and that is just priceless. Gives me goosebumps still to this day, because I just couldn't. I was a backseat mum, and I put everything into my oldest son. When I had him, I was just so active with him, and it's mum guilt. You feel so bad, even though it was out of my hands. I couldn't do that with her. But this day, I just remember thinking, wow, this is fantastic. I've got a bit of energy. Fast forward 3 months, and I had lost 3 stone. And I could not believe it. But I was still pretty miserable, if I'm totally honest. I was so hard on myself. I really thought I wasn't where I wanted to be. People would be commenting on how good I looked and, what is it you're doing? And, when I first started the products, when I approached the girl who was, promoting the product, and she said, oh, it's shakes and this, I went, oh no, sorry, can't do that. My health's bad enough. I'm not going there. And she was like, no, listen, they're medically backed. And she gave me all the information. I spoke to my doctor, who told me, do it the old-fashioned way. But like I said, I cried every day in life. I just wanted something to help me, and I really didn't think it would, and I couldn't believe it did. So after the 3 months, people were commenting, they were saying things. I was referring them, the girl that sold me the product. I had friends then losing weight. They were feeling good. To me, it was priceless. I've now lost 8 stone. So I thought I brought this along to let you see the old me and the new me. So it's amazing. It's a lot of weight to have lost. But I think even my friends will comment now, and they'll say, considering what you've been through, like you're the healthiest you've ever been. I've had 23 operations in the last 4 years. I've used these products the whole way through it. I've, been able to maintain the weight loss. I lost it all within 8 months. I've been able to maintain it, use the business to focus, to keep me healthy. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I have so much passion for these products that, You know, I could have used every excuse under the book not to get involved, not to use the product, to just let everything slip away. I do remember crying and saying, I'm going to be unhealthy for the rest of my life. And my husband, he used to say, Pamela, you won't, you'll be fine. Once you start losing weight, you know, things. And I really didn't believe in myself, but now I absolutely believe in myself, because I know it gives me goosebumps. It's my own story, but I know what I've achieved, and I'm so proud. I'm so grateful that I did stumble on this opportunity. I couldn't cook before. Now I can cook. I've just learned so much as I've went on. You know, I've had ups and downs, and I've gained weight and I've lost it again. But it totally does give you a new lease of life, and shows you what a healthy lifestyle is all about. So the products are just brilliant. I hope that's okay.
Okay, it was amazing. That gave me goosebumps as well. Like, we obviously do this call pretty much every week, and we have some amazing speakers on here sharing their stories. But honestly, Pam, that was just incredible. Like 8 stone, 23 operations, energy through the roof, like just absolutely life-changing. Congratulations and thank you so much. Thank you. So we can tell that the products are absolutely incredible, but we do have an amazing business opportunity attached to the products. And we're going to start off with our lovely Howard, who is going to tell you all about our business structure.
Hey, Sarah, thanks very much for that. And a warm welcome for everybody on the call this evening, especially those who are looking at this perhaps for the very first time. I just want to throw my congratulations into the pot for Pam. What an amazing story that is, and a real privilege for you to share it with us this evening. Thank you so much. So let's just have a look at a little bit about the business behind it all. And right at the moment, we are welcoming over 5,000 people every month as new partners within the Juice Plus company. Now, why is that? Well, I think there are 2 reasons. About, 2-3 years ago, it was people's awareness of their own health was growing day by day. You couldn't open a newspaper, switch on the TV or radio without being told something was good for you, this is bad for you. It was all confusing. And then in China, a little microbe escaped from a laboratory. This is bad for you. It's all confusing. And I think it's changed the world. I think it's fair to say. I think we'd all agree with that. And whatever awareness there was for people's own personal health and well-being, that has multiplied exponentially since then. So we are also in a situation where there is untold economic turmoil. My day-to-day job sees me come into contact with all sorts of people, and the number of people who I know who have lost their jobs, they have had their jobs revised, they are uncertain about their future, their businesses are under pressure. The amount of uncertainty is so great, to the extent that people have never ever been more open to looking at another form of bringing in money into their households. And why is that? Well, very simply, overheads are going up. Look at the cost of fuel at the moment. I heard this morning, many of you probably did as well, inflation, the highest it's been for a number of years, well over 5% now. The cost of living is outstripping wage increases. People have to find extra ways of bringing money into their households, and we have that, with a subject matter that is in the forefront of everyone's minds. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, we have not just one, we have not just 2, not even 3, we have 4 different ways of making some money with this business. I'm just going to focus on one of these and get back to the person who invited you onto this call to find out about the other 3. Now, when everybody begins, they begin on the left-hand side of that staircase as a partner. Now, with help, training and encouragement from people who have a vested interest in you doing well, you have the power to move up that staircase from left to right. And the speed at which you do it, that's down to you. Do a little bit of work, you may move more slowly than somebody who really, really goes for it. But the beauty of it is, and perhaps one of the main attractions of this business, is its flexibility. It fits around the other important aspects of your life, be it family, be it other work, be it leisure. This fits in beautifully, and was one of the chief reasons why I got involved nearly 8 years ago now. So, as I say, with help, training and encouragement, you move from left to right. And if you reach that top position of PMD Plus on the right-hand side, you will pick up along the way bonuses of nearly £120,000. Now, that's one way of earning money. There are 3 others. Add those all together, and at the top of the staircase there, you are talking about an income which compares very, very favorably with senior positions in the corporate world. And That is really what is on offer here. So let's move on to the next slide. And you'd think perhaps that getting involved in something like this is going to cost money. There's going to be risk involved, is it? Well, that was what I faced nearly 20 years ago when I set up my own business. I had to invest £30,000 cash, no borrowing, and that got me, guess what? Half a business. I had to find somebody else who was going to match my investment. So with this, my partner company, the Juice Plus company, does all the heavy lifting. They've done all the product research and development. They've been involved with significant amounts of scientific research with some very, very august universities and hospitals around the world. They also provide all these different areas, a website for us, an e-commerce website, a virtual office, all these other things. So what are we tasked with doing? We are tasked with building a customer base and helping, training, and encouraging other people to do exactly the same thing. All of the complex operations are carried out by our partner company. We simply have to introduce and share our stories and find people who are interested in starting that journey as well. So that's where we are at the moment. Let's have a sort of little snapshot of what we've got to look forward to. But before I do that, in our first 3 months in this business, these figures are notional, between 330 and 1,080 pounds. As I mentioned before, your hand is on the throttle, your foot's on the accelerator. You decide how quickly you want to go. And there are people who have earned more than that, 1,080 pounds in their first 3 months. It really does just depend on how fast you want to go. But that is really very, very achievable. And many people, with their first bonus of that first step up the staircase, they actually make a good return on their investment, because it costs just £50 to get involved, people. £50. The risk is so small as to be non-existent. But you can make that money and be in profit very, very quickly indeed. So as I say, let's have a look ahead to what we've got to come. So here's a world map, and not surprisingly, North America is pretty well covered. It's an American company after all. And just before COVID hit, the company ventured into Mexico. Now, big news in Europe, Western Europe wasn't entirely covered last week. It is now, because Portugal has opened. I believe that the soft launch actually began today, and a formal launch is going to be happening in the new year. So there are various people we all know that are active in Portugal. So that's very exciting for them and very exciting for us, because we can build a business wherever Juice Plus is. And that's around about 30 countries now. The power of modern communications, the internet, one of these, a smartphone, you can build a business. It's open to you. But look at the gaps. Look at where we've still got to go. In Asia, we're in the UAE, we're in Malaysia and Singapore. Yeah, wow, I hear you say, well, yeah, we're not in India yet, we're not in Russia yet, and we're not in China yet, we're not in Bangladesh yet, we're not in Indonesia yet. There are over 3.5 billion souls living in those countries. Now, do you think the people in those countries still have or will have concerns about their own personal health? Do you think those people are facing concerns about the level of income coming into their households and are open to other ideas? Add to that the entrepreneurial and hardworking ethics that exist within these markets. The best really is yet to come. And I didn't even mention Africa, nothing there. South America, nothing there yet. And I'll leave you with this thought that we can build a business as quickly as we want, or as slowly as we want, or as big as we want. And the whole world will be open to us. And with that, I'll hand you back to Sarah. Thanks very much indeed.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Howard. Absolutely love your presentation, and definitely so excited with all of the new countries that we have got coming up in the coming years as well. So we are now going to move on to our very special guest speaker. We have got the lovely Stevie McGuigan this evening. He is an international marketing director, Club 100. So welcome, Stevie, to the call, and he is going to start by telling us a little bit about his story and journey with Juice Plus. Just unmute yourself, Stevie.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Sarah, are you ready to translate? Guys, I'm just going to say everything that Howard said, but in a Scottish accent, so don't get strapped in too tight. So yeah, I'll crack on, guys. My name's Stephen. I'm a man. I'm 31 years old. 32 actually, I forgot it was my birthday recently. And I am from Glasgow. But I'm an international marketing director in the business, Club 100. That's a lot of people don't know what that means. It probably means nothing to you if you're new to the call. But basically that means that there's 100 individuals, like some of the people you've heard on the call, like ourselves, that have bought sustainable and amazing businesses with the Juice Plus company and either have a fantastic customer base or they're building teams of new people like yourself and they're doing the same thing. So my reach goes far and wide. But let me tell you a little bit about myself and where I come from. So I get involved in the business on the 23rd of March 2014. I've nearly been doing this as long as Howard and James, but I've a few years to go yet. So I consider myself one of the old school now. I'm getting on a little bit, but it wasn't like this when I started. I'll be completely honest with you. And I was looking for an opportunity. I really appreciate what Howard said about how times are changing right now and the way that we earn right now is changing, and I'll touch on that in a little second. But I was really hungry and looking for something new, looking for an opportunity. And to tell you where I came from, I used to own a sales company. And to be quite frank and honest with you, I've been a bit of a jack of all trades, a master of none. I've done lots of things, and there's always been an inner ambition, an inner hunger for just a little bit more. I had no concept of what health and nutrition was, no concept of what residual or passive income was. I just knew that I wanted more. So I was open-minded and I was looking, and like some of you people that have maybe perhaps been invited on the call tonight, you maybe seen or heard about this opportunity online. But for me, it was social media, it was on Facebook, and I seen a couple of girls just chatting about being healthy, chatting about losing weight, feeling good, looking good, feeling good, making money. That was the sort of thing that was going on back then. And I was a young man at the time, just a bit younger than I was now, just looking and hopeful that something would come and strike me in the face, to be honest, and I was lucky to find it. So without dragging the story on too long, I was curious, curiosity killed the cat, and I sent a private message to a couple of these girls, and I just wanted to find out more. And I was so narrow-minded at the time when I think about it. You've heard some of the amazing products and a little bit about them there, but I just thought it was like Slim Fast, the stuff that I maybe found in my grandmother's kitchen sink, things like that, and I had no idea about what was involved. And I'll share a little home truth with you. All I was interested in was making money, and that is what captured my imagination at the time. But what this girl that I was speaking to about it didn't know, she thought I was pretty successful, and I guess to a degree I was, but I'd actually lost everything, and all I had was a bit of hope, a bit of desire. And you heard it cost £50 to set up this business. I entered the business meeting in 2014. We went to a Starbucks in a place in Glasgow called the Buchanan Galleries. It's like a shopping centre, and I sat down there. I was well dressed, and it was all very deceptive at the time. And I had a good chat with the girl who was my upline, and I just wanted to know how much money she had made. Tell me all about the cool places you've been to. That's the type of guy I was. I was very, very ego driven back then. Cut the story slightly short once more, but I had £60 in my bank account, right? I paid £50 to join this business, and I was actually worried that my card would decline when I paid for the 2 coffees. That's what I spent the £60 on. So I walked out of that amazing business meeting with nothing. But I think it's important to share that with you all, because things are very, very different now. And I didn't take to the business straight away. And as you heard before from Howard and James, like, you can go at your own pace. And I've got so many different types of people. For example, Pamela that you heard speaking is an amazing member of my team, and she was actually brought into this business through someone else. So Pamela and I had never met or connected with each other before, and that's what can be achieved. But after leaving that business, I started to build away. I brought a lot of people into the business. I've got a lot of friends that are Olympic athletes, so I kind of took that angle, and I started to pick away at it alongside the business that I already had. Moving through the timeline of events, it was in August 2015 where I actually went full-time with the business. So for over 6.5 years, this has been my full-time income. During that time, I built an amazing and fantastic team. I think of all the distributors we've had, there's been well over 3,000 It'll reach us worldwide. I've got team and customer bases in the United Kingdom, in Spain, particularly Tenerife, where I lived for quite a while last year, Ireland, the UAE, Canada, Australia. There's so many countries to name. Howard mentioned most of them there. But I always was convinced by the scope of what's possible. And back then when we started, we didn't have opportunities like this via Zoom. We had to actually get to events. And getting to events, I actually prepared some stuff here for a different presentation that I'll share slightly with you. But, you know, opportunity doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter where you come from, how skilled you are, what you have, what you've been through. And that's what I love about this business. You know, it's just literally, as I say it to everyone, a golden ticket to create the lifestyle that you want. And when I joined, I will thoroughly admit that it was just for money, solely for money. But what I have gained in the time of being in the business is absolutely astronomical. It has opened my eyes to complete and utter possibility. So much so that having joined the business, you know, I've went through various courses, I've had accreditations, you know, I've had not degrees as such, but I've been awarded with different things in the fields of health and fitness. You know, I've studied to become a personal trainer. I'm in the process of studying to become a strength and conditioning coach. Not because I have to, but because I want to. I'm thoroughly interested in it. I want to give back to the customer base that I have. So I've competed in various sports. I've actually got my first competition in CrossFit at the end of January. And I'm not saying that this business has done that for me, the products have done it for me, but it's been the stepping stone that's required to help me live a better life. Like I said, if you can take anything from this, remember that's the golden ticket. So further throughout the years, let me tell you a little bit about some of the things that I've done. And Joe, I was lucky enough to share a flight, we'll call it a flight with James to Marrakesh. We were taken away, a private jet, all expenses paid. It was a complete trip of utter luxury for 3-4 days, and it's something like that you'll just never ever forget. And a good friend of mine, if you haven't heard of him before, John Holowaty, always talks about designer memories. We can all have designer things in life, and there's definitely a place for these objects and these things in life. There's people in my team that have bought houses in cash. There's people in my team that have bought nice cars. There's people in my team that never have to worry at Christmas again, and so many amazing people in the business that do things. But the thing that really captivates my heart and imagination is the ability to say yes to everything. And I'll fast forward to the more present day, especially when we entered last year. And I think there was an intention in there for myself and so many people, even like Sarah, that I've met and became great friends with, that we were going to take this business the whole way and really push to see what was possible. And for the first time, you know, after being in the business for over 5 years, I really began to see what it could provide. You know, last year, and it's not all about money, but I had earned over £100,000. And for where I come from, that's a life-changing and astronomical sum of money. Not just because of the numerical figure, because of what it allows you to do. Last year also, during a time of crisis for so many, I got a one-way flight to Tenerife and I lived there for 4 months. And still done this business. I still brought people into the business and shared this amazing opportunity with people over there. I speak a little Spanish, you know, I got to go out every day and basically live life in my terms. And we had a call today and that was the number one thing we spoke about. This year's brought trials and tribulations for so many, but I'm so grateful from the bottom of my heart, honestly, that every single day I get to wake up and choose exactly how that day's going to go. And in life, that is so important right now. Sure, there might be restrictions out there in the world and there might be limitations for some, but this business, this company, the products, for example, that can give you the stepping stone to become healthier, to feel a little bit better, to be a bit more proactive, a bit more energetic, to make better decisions, coupled with the business opportunity to actually say yes to things that you didn't think were possible. And more importantly, to look after your loved ones, to look after the people you care about. And another big thing that I absolutely love and adore about this business is the relationships. I mean, meeting James, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Howard just yet, but I'm sure we will one day. And I've spent great time with Sarah. She's going to smile in a minute because she's going to recall all the amazing times and memories we've had. But that's what it's all about. And being a man of the world and always being open to what's going on, I think that's so important in this age, to not be captive by our potential, not be capped by our feelings and our thoughts and emotions. And you can have all of it. To sum it up, guys, and to really cut it off there, the business can be whatever you want, whatever you can hope and dream for. As long as you work for it and never ever give up, you can achieve absolutely anything.
I love that. So professional. I absolutely, really, really enjoyed that.
We have a great challenge for you.
Thank you, James. To be able to do this 6.5 years full time is just absolutely amazing. And like you said, I think, obviously the money is absolutely incredible. The bonuses, it's life changing. But to have that freedom to wake up every day and just to get to choose what you want to do with the day, that's absolutely priceless, isn't it?
100%. And I remember fine well, without kind of going into the negative side of things in my past lives, it's very, very difficult sometimes when you're in a role or a position or even a relationship or surrounding where you feel trapped. And to be quite honest with you, my sanctuary had become the prison. Everything that I thought that if I worked hard for in the past and a kind of linear career, if you like, didn't work out the way I wanted. And I revert back to what we do just being the ticket. I love to say that because it's a ticket of choice, a ticket to do whatever you want to do. And the best feeling is when you believe in the people that have believed in you, whoever invited you onto this call, believe in what that person's saying. Because from the moment I signed up to this business, that's all I ever had, hope and belief. I worked at it day after day, month after month, year after year. And during that time, I've experienced so many amazing things. But last year was absolutely unbelievable. This year has been unbelievable because of the choice. And that is what's possible. And anybody can do it. Like I said, I didn't have any experience. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the knowledge. But you grow, you learn, and you live through it. And if anything, for £50, this business and everything I've experienced is by, without a shadow of a doubt, the best self-development journey I've ever been on. And I have actually paid for these things before. It's all out there to gain, it's all out there to get, and it's all out there to share.
Oh, Stevie, that's absolutely amazing. And do you know what's well? We're heading into our busiest time of the year, aren't we? We're on the verge of a brand new year. We've got some amazing incentives going on at the moment. We've got a Mallorca incentive. We've got a Power Your Business incentive where you can be doubling up on your bonus. So, obviously any time's a really great time to get involved in our business. But specifically right now, as we head into the new year, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Without a doubt. And I smile at this even when I share this with my team because I've done this for so long, maybe not as long as James, but I've been through so much and experienced so much of what the business has to offer. I've taken highs and lows in my stride. But some of these incentives, guys, that are coming up, if you've heard about them already, it just hasn't been done before. And as I explained earlier on, that trip to Marrakesh it changed my life forever. And I was actually there in a range of movement brace. I just had reconstructive knee surgery. But what's coming around the corner with the thing that the company's doing with Mallorca, with the location, everything about it, covering people's stays, their accommodation, their food and drinks and stuff. It's just absolutely astronomical. There's a chance to earn more bonuses for people that are joining the business. We're launching a new product, a product that a lot of us have been asking for a very, very long time, a product that's relevant to the marketplace, a product that can help you bring people in and actually help change the lives of so many people that every single person in this call will know. And especially for me, in a slightly selfish perspective, being involved in the fitness industry, this is by a country mile out of all the products I've ever taken in my professional career, hands down the number one thing I've always hoped for. You've got so much to look forward to, so much to gain. And as Howard said, that the best is yet to come. I thoroughly believe that. 2022 is going to be on fire.
Amazing. I'm so excited for the new year. And Stevie, thank you so much. You've been absolutely incredible. Really, really appreciate you coming on the call tonight.
No, my pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thanks to all of our amazing speakers this evening. Thank you, Pam, because your story was incredible. Thank you, Paula and Howard, as always. And thank you to James for arranging another amazing call with some great speakers. We hope you've enjoyed it. And if you've got any questions at all, please just go back to wherever we invited you on. And they'll be more than happy to help. And we will see you the same time next week. Everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Stevie.
Bye.
Bye.
Recording stop.
Thank you for watching. You can inbox Gladys Osaigi for more information.